and welcome to Fanime TV. And now it's time for another interview.
Hello.
This time is with Shikinagi! Yay! Woo!
Yes, I am. I typically go by Ball Anime Online, but yes, I am the guy behind Shikinagi Animation Group.
Yay! And with that, let's go into our first question. One, well, who is Shikinagi Animation Group and what do you do?
Um, well, it's mostly me. I do have some people I know that help out, of course. You may all my Fanime have credits, so you probably see a lot of different names in there, but a lot of those names are just pseudonyms for me. Um, yeah, a lot of the story and animation, I do that stuff too. But yeah, I'm from way back, like a long time ago. I got started in like the English Nico Doga space, and that's where things like Sukidesu really caught on. Before that, I did Quest of Lizen as well, and those are the Fanime I'm mostly known for, I suppose.
Um, that's so awesome. I'm so sorry. How did you discover Fanime and its community?
Well, like I just said, I mainly discovered it on the old English Nico Doga site. Like that was a very small community because not many people were using it, and I think a lot of Fanime people um went over there and got pretty big. What stands out to me is like, of course, Nyan Neko Sugar Girls and also Yin Yang. I believe those two are pretty big on the site. And Quest was something I was already making anyway, and I started uploading it there. And then discovering like Fanime, that Fanime is a thing and stuff is what kind of led to the creation of Sukidesu right afterward. And like you can kind of tell if you watch Sukidesu compared to Quest that Sukidesu's kind of made more with Fanime tropes in mind. And that's just kind of how that came about. So yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy right now. Is there anything you've noticed about Fanime that has changed since then?
um, well, it's not like I've consistently kept an eye on the community and stuff, and there's a lot of Fanime stuff that I really don't know about. But I've kept an eye on it, and it's amazing that there's still a Fanime community at all after all these years. That's basically how it is, and because there is still a community, I was like I should probably do a few more things, which is why I am actually making a new Fanime right now. So
Yay!
yeah.
Oh my gosh. What do you like to do outside of anime?
um, well, outside of anime, I'm basically just a giant nerd. I really like anime and stuff, and like if you find any of my social media, you'll just see me saying all kinds of stuff about all kinds of anime and things, that kind of stuff.
I think a lot of us here in the anime community are also a bit of anime nerds.
Yeah, figure that
Oh,
kind of goes without saying. It is Fanime after all.
yeah. Let's see. In the video, What's a Shikinagi animation group? It's mentioned that Quest was created for some friends. How did that come about?
Oh, it's really nothing too specific. To be to put it bluntly, it was something I made on a whim because my friend wanted me to make a video with some of their OCs, and some people may have noticed this about Quest. That friend's OCs have designs that are based on existing characters from other things, specifically Nero and Abel. So like, and I should also clarify that my video quest doesn't really have much to do with the OCs they had back then too. I kind of just made up my own personalities for the characters and just made a funny video, and eventually I just continued it and it became a 13 episode thing. But yeah, going back to what I was saying before, you may notice that Nero's design is based on a character from, I forget, I think it's the sequel to Tales of Symphonia. There's a character in that's where that design came from, and Abel's design is based off of the lead character from 11 Eyes.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's really cool.
yeah. But all the
And
other characters and stuff, like the evil rulers and stuff, that I just made up. And
I
oh, and
think
I guess one of the
Project. Oh,
oh,
sorry.
sorry. And I figured I might as well mention this. It might be noticeable to anyone that watched it, especially the last episode. But I did make Quest right after watching Neon Genesis Evangelion for the first time, which is also why the ending is "Fly Me to the Moon" and stuff like that. So just thought I'd throw that out there.
That is incredible. I think projects that are made on a whim are always the ones that are like the most fun to create.
Yeah.
And you've also mentioned that you have a new series you're working on. Is there any like info you can share about that one?
Um, I mean, I've only put out a teaser video so far, and if you look at the teaser video, you might notice a couple things. I will just set some expectations and say that there won't really be any returning characters from anything I made before, but that doesn't necessarily mean it isn't connected to those things. Uh, I guess I'll just say I haven't fully decided on the title. I do have one in mind that it will probably will be the title in the end, but I'll just say the word Suki will probably be in it somewhere. Yeah.
Awesome sauce. Oh my goodness.
Hmm.
I am very excited. Also, I know one of the voice actors.
Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm. Mila.
Oh yeah, yes. Miwa will be in the Fanime. I put her voice in the trailer. I figure she's a pretty
Woo!
big name in the Fanime community, and I was glad she decided to be in the Fanime for me.
I really like her voice acting.
Yeah, she has a very nice voice. That's like how I noticed her and reached out to ask her to be part of it.
Yay!
Hmm.
Um, what are your favorite fanimes, and are there any from present day that you enjoy?
Uh, um, it's been a long time since I've like regularly looked at Fanime, so my answer for this would probably be things from like a long time ago, but I remember Yin Yang really stood out to me. Like, and you can probably tell that like aesthetically, it kind of inspired Sukidesu. I didn't try to take much from it, except for like the general setup of a girl and two guys. But I did really enjoy Yin Yang back in the day. Uh, Nyan Neko Sugar Girls is iconic for what it is. I mean, what else can you say about it? So besides those two, um, uh, yeah, I watched My Jungle Book Your Year back in the day too, so I'll mention that as well. But yeah, I guess those work for answers.
I love my Jungle Book year.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I watched it, so I don't remember much. But yeah, I remember it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I've cosplayed Marble.
Hmm. Cool.
I'd like to cosplay Najika one day. I think that'd be really fun.
Oh, that'd be amazing. Yeah. Back in the day, I got a number of fan arts, which I was surprised about. But it's always really flattering to see fan art of something I made and things like
Yeah.
cosplay.
Did you get any cosplays?
Uh, I can't remember for sure. Maybe one time, but I may be misremembering. I
I did like peruse through the Tumblr blog for Shikinagi, and I saw there was a few posts about like how you it would be a dream for somebody to cosplay from Tsukidesu
oh
or
yeah.
something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And speaking of sorry, I don't
Oh,
know.
I was just saying yeah. You can
Oh,
continue.
okay. Speaking of the Tumblr blog, in one of the posts you mentioned how Abel, Reina, Natsu, and Tsukidesu are all descendants of their counterparts in Quest. Have you ever thought about making descendants of the Tsukidesu gang in another series?
Um. Well, yeah, kind of. Um. I'll say there won't be that much of it, but the new series I'm making now will have some things to think about in that regard.
Ooh,
Yeah.
very interesting.
Hmm.
Let's see. I know on your channel you've posted some old like dot hack and Higurashi animations you did.
Oh
How did
yeah.
you get into animation?
Um. it was around when I was in middle school or so. I just discovered Flash animations and just started making some of them on my own. So yeah, those were actually like never online for a long time. They were just stuff I made on my own in middle school and high school, and I decided to just compile a lot of them and upload them because they've never been put online before. And if they have, it was on old websites that aren't around anymore.
It was really cool to see, honestly. I think it's very good to have an archive of that. I'm surprised you still had them, considering how old they are.
Yeah. Speaking of still having things, I'm surprised by some things I still have too because like the computer I made Quest and Sukidesu on, like the hard drive like died one day. So I don't have the original files for Quest and Sukidesu's episodes anymore, except for
Woo!
Sukidesu's OVA. So that's why the like like I put out that anniversary pack for Sukidesu, right? And there's a higher quality version of the OVA episode in that pack, but that's the only one I could make because that's the only one I still had the original files for. So Sukidesu and Quest are forever low resolution.
Rest in peace. But
Yeah.
it's cool you still had at least one of the episodes.
Yeah. Yeah, I had that episode and the openings and endings to Sukidesu, so there are high quality versions of those in the anniversary pack.
I haven't seen the anniversary packs.
Yeah.
That sounds like a really cool idea.
Yeah, the download link was not working for a long time, but I did like a couple months ago re-upload them to Mega and replace the link on that video. So it should be working again. I've got messages for a long time about how the link never worked, and it took me a while to get around
Oh,
to putting it up again.
well, that's cool. It's up now.
Mhm.
Um, this question's about Yuko. Are there any cool fun facts you can share about Divergent Magical Yuko?
Oh boy. Well, when you say Yuko, do you mean the once Fanime idea or the current web novel I'm writing?
Either one.
Yeah, I guess just in general, the evolution of one to the other. The thing I'm writing right now is very different from the ideas I had in mind back then because it was conceived as a fanime, and I did like start doing a little bit of animation on it, but it's just one of those things where I felt like it wasn't really working, and it was the kind of story that um I wanted to like put a lot of effort into, but Fanime is very hard to make, and it's a lot easier for me to make it if I feel like I don't have to put much effort into it. So that's why Yuko was set aside for such a long time. But I did want to make that story in some form, and I've revised it a lot over the years, and then eventually just decided to write it as a web novel. So
I
that's
really want to read it at some point.
yeah, I've been updating it. Right now, I'm in the middle of putting up chapter 3 of volume 3, and I haven't started writing chapter 4, so hopefully I can get to that soon. I put it off so much. Like, there's a long gap between volume 2 and 3 in the first place, and now I'm uploading the chapters in smaller parts, but I'll get back to a good pace of writing eventually, I'm sure. Anyway.
Best of luck.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I totally understand the gaps of like work and stuff. I still need to write episode 3 of my Fanime, but I also need to finish working on the art for episode 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a lot. The first episode took me 9 months to finish the art, and the script was written in 2017.
Wow. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Production
Like, yeah,
purgatory.
I don't know how I did it back in the day. Like, because just in case you weren't aware, Sukidesu was the episodes were uploaded on a weekly schedule. I don't know how I did it.
Absolute insanity. That's
Yeah,
how.
I had like half the series done beforehand, but the back half of the series, I was just making it as I went, as the episodes were going up, and it got to the point where, like, when episode 11 of Sukidesu went up, I hadn't started the animation of episode 12, and that's why the next episode preview didn't have any new footage. And
Oh.
so I was just cramming that whole week to get episode 13 done, and I finished it like the morning I had to upload it. It was crazy.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Again, absolute insanity.
Yeah. Like the new Fanime I'm making now, I did think maybe I wanted to try doing a weekly schedule again for it, but I just don't think I can unless I just put off releasing it for a long time. And I'd rather not do that. I'd rather just finish an episode and put it out. So hopefully you'll see the first
Yeah.
episode of that soon. But
Best
yeah,
of luck. You got this.
I'll do my best. I am a little over halfway through with the first episode animation wise.
Yeah, a weekly schedule is a lot. I entered the weekly Fanime challenge of 2023, and I got I cannot speak. To make it a little bit easier for myself, I did really short episodes and then also did it in a sketchy style. So then I could just sketch it and then the frame will be done, and that would create less time. And then I got three of the episodes done for the weekly challenge, and then I didn't finish an episode like the last one until a month later.
I see.
But it was fun. It's just a lot, and it's really hard to get a whole episode done in a week.
Yeah, it feels like no matter how simplified you make the art style, it takes a long time to make Fanime. And that's also probably why I haven't
Yeah.
attempted making another new one in so long.
It's really fun to see you return, especially as like I feel like at least Sukidesu, it's such a staple in the community today.
Yeah, like, and that's surprising to hear. Like, I know, like, it had a big following on Nico Doga originally, but I also, like, I always kind of felt like a little bit of an outlier in the Fanime community, but I guess Sukidesu really did take off, and a lot of people know it, probably more than I think.
It was one of the first animes I watched when I was 12 actually, and was one of the reasons why like troll and like parody fanime like became like one of my favorites.
Ah, I see. Yeah.
I'm
Was
not
that
I
on
don't
was that on Nico Doga or on YouTube?
YouTube.
Ah,
I
I see.
don't think Sukidesu was like entirely a troll though.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I like, it's like going back to what I said before, it's easier to make it if you're not taking it seriously. So I just kind of
Yeah.
so even though I did like put effort into the story and stuff, I was just making it like really quickly and just having fun with it, and it just came out this to be this kind of half serious, half silly slash trolling little anime series.
It's so silly. I've shown it to my uncle. I've shown it to my boyfriend.
Yeah, I did see that video of you watching it with your uncle or something, I think.
Yeah, you did. You commented on it. And when I told my uncle about it, he replied back saying, "Yay!"
Yeah.
I need to finish editing the other like episodes that we watched because we recorded like us watching the whole series.
Oh yeah, I was wondering if there would be more of that.
It's just I haven't worked on it.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'll
Sukidasa's had
try
a
getting another
yeah.
out.
Yeah, Sukidasa's had a lot of reaction content made over the years. Like a lot of different people have like looked at stuff. I remember there was this one group of people that were reacting to it, and they made these amazing illustrations for the thumbnails of their YouTube videos for every episode they watched, and that always impressed me.
Was it Family Fanime Fun Night?
It might have been them, yeah.
I don't recall if they did illustrations for the thumbnail or not, but I do know that was one of like the Fanime like watch like series.
Yeah, I do remember they watched Sukidasu, but I don't remember if that's what I'm thinking of with the ones that did the illustrations.
Mm.
hmm
Let's see. Also, speaking of fanime, like you were saying how Yuko was initially supposed to be a fanime,
Yeah.
but another one that wasn't finished was Quest After, and I was wondering, would you ever want to return to it?
Oh yeah, quest after. For various reasons, I don't think I'll be making quest after or anything with those characters again. Like I said, they weren't entirely mine to begin with. They were OCs of my friends. So quest is as it is, and it'll probably just stay that way. But yeah, I do have like an opening theme to quest after that I've never put out there, but that's it.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
That's so completely fair. I have like a couple like ideas and stuff from when I was younger that I'm not gonna return to, but it's like that.
Yeah.
If you could share a tip for any beginner fanimator, what would it be?
Um, just have fun with it. If you try to be too serious, it becomes really difficult to make because it's already a lot of work, and that's stuff we've already talked about. So that's my advice.
Yeah. Yeah, my Fanime, my main one, I started it when I was 12, but I had never made something of like the scale it's at because it's 2 seasons planned,
Yeah.
and that was way too ambitious for little me, so it fell into production purgatory. It was actually supposed to be a troll Fanime at first. Like it was supposed to look so bad. It was supposed to be just awful, but in a good way, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It was definitely just something to have fun with and laugh.
Yeah.
But over the years of inactivity on it, I ended up growing very passionate for it, and I grew very attached to the main characters. And now it's just a parody made with love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Going back to Yuko, when I was originally planning it as a fanime, I was like, okay, Quest and Sukidasu are like one core fanime of like 12 or 13 episodes. Yuko's gonna be the big one. It's gonna be two cores. It's gonna be like 24 episodes. And yeah, there's no way I was
Oh,
gonna do that. And
yeah,
like I had that little teaser and opening for it back in the day, and you like if you look at those, you can tell I like tried to draw them in a little bit more of a higher quality style than Sukidasu, and it's just like I was really thinking of trying to do something of that level for that many episodes. It's like, yeah, that's why it never materialized.
I completely get that. Yeah, the
Hmm.
first fanime I put out was a 5 hour challenge.
Hmm.
Uh, we're doing it. We're doing our best. Yippee!
Yeah.
And then I have one last question for you.
Okay.
In your opinion, does pineapple belong on pizza?
Um. Well, I guess I'm the kind of person that'll always give the shocking answer, and that's that I don't like pizza.
I was not expecting that answer. Thank you.
Yeah, people always react that way. But yeah.
But
Hmm.
no matter how absurd some of your series have gotten, I think it's wonderful you created something that has charmed a lot of people and is still enjoyed today. Thank you for creating such staples. I hope you continue to have fun with creation.
Yeah. Thank you for enjoying it, and everyone else, anyone who's listening to this who liked them. It's always flattering to me, and I'm surprised that they've like had a following for so long. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Yay! All right. Goodbye.